Grand Rising, my lovely butterflies. This is the Awakened Butterfly, and I am back with another video. If this is your first time coming across my channel, please stay for the entire video or check out some of my existing content. If you enjoy this type of content, please don't hesitate to subscribe. Welcome and welcome back, everyone. I pray that everyone is having a great and amazing day. I pray that everyone is continuing to take care of themselves mentally, physically, and spiritually. I love you guys so much, and it's always the love and support that you guys show me on this channel is always greatly appreciated. If you guys haven't already, please make sure you hit that post notification bell so you can be notified every time I post a video. Without further ado, guys, we're going to go ahead and get into this video. And as you can tell by the title, yes, this is another gang stalking video. Yes, guys, today we will be talking about none other than neighborhood gang stalking. And in today's video, I will be discussing neighborhood gang stalkers, some tactics that they use against you as targeted individuals, and how and why those in your community become your biggest harassers. Now, neighborhood gang stalking is when a community of people come together to harass a specific person or another group of people. This form of gang stalking in particular, in my opinion, is one of the most annoying forms of harassment to experience because you are being targeted at your home and in your surrounding area. This is a place where you are supposed to be at peace and protected from the people and situations that you have to deal with on a regular basis on the outside of your home, especially if they're bringing chaos into your life. And I'm sure everyone has a nice but nosy neighbor, the ones that truly mean well, but they can't help taking a constant interest in your personal life. But today I am talking about the gang stalking neighbor. They are the ones that carry the strange vibes. They rarely speak and hold conversations with you. They just watch your every move. Or if they do approach you with a conversation, it's usually based around gossip, or they have a lot of questions about your personal life. Now, this may all be by design, but not by coincidence. Now, the reason you feel something is up with your neighbors at this time, for any of you, is because there could possibly be a chance that they are part of an organized gang stalking program that monitors and harass targeted individuals, and you may be their assigned mission. Now, I'm not saying that everyone who's watching this video is a targeted individual and your neighbors are gang stalking you. This is for anyone out there that knows for certain that they are a targeted individual and they have experienced gang stalking and they are experiencing some of the things that I will be discussing in this video today. Now, however, all gang stalkers are not hired. There are several people in communities who come together and target specific people in their neighborhoods. They monitor, they spy, and they harass consistently. And if this is happening to you, just know that it's because of your anointing. Remember, gang stalking is not just mental. It's not just mental and physical, but it's also spiritual as well. And just know that you are favored by God, and this is why your neighbors are so obsessed with you. They constantly watch you. They watch you leave your home. They watch you return home. They may have their homes fully surveillance, but not just for their safety, but for the means of watching you. Pay attention to your neighbors' cameras adjustments and if they are pointed towards your home. This is for any of you who feel that you are being watched by your neighbors. Also, pay attention for synchronized monitoring. And this is when you walk out the house and they walk out the house at the same time. They may even leave and return to their homes at the same time that you leave and return to your home. They may walk their dog or take out the trash at the same time that you do every day. And it's a synchronized harassment tactic that allows them to monitor you and to aim to play with your mental state at the same time. You come to a point where you begin to pick up on the robotic pattern, and it seems as if your neighbor is in a trance, as if they're programmed to orchestrate the same tactic over and over. And just know that if you are experiencing this and you're starting to pick up on the robotic pattern from your neighbors, just know that gang stalkers are heavily brainwashed by those who hire them as well. And also, they could be possessed by demonic entities. A lot of people are under V2K harassment from those that hire them and those that they come together with in order to orchestrate organized harassment on targeted victims. Now, many are under V2K electronic harassment, and handlers do this in order to use them to do their dirty work and to keep them desensitized to the demonic activities that they are taking place in. These people may walk up to you using a random conversation as a cover-up to get info out of you, like a monitoring spirit. Now, these are the wishy-washy neighbors. One day they may speak to you, and one day it's as if they don't even notice you. And this is because they are being controlled. Now, however, on random days, they may say anything to get your attention or say anything to get in your presence just to begin a conversation with you in order to ask you questions. Now, something that the enemy is interested in finding out are a lot of the questions that they may be asking you, because a lot of these gang stalkers are monitoring spirits. And since Satan can't be in more than one place, he sends monitoring spirits to collect info from you. This lets him know the areas to aim and attack in your life. Now, these people will also secretly destroy your outside property. And guys, I have a story time for you guys. A couple of things that I have been experiencing regarding neighborhood gang stalking. I told you guys in one of my previous videos that I was approached by a neighbor because they felt some type of way about, well, they approached my fiance because they felt some type of way about us feeding a homeless guy in our neighborhood. Well, I would say a week later, my internet kept going in and out. And as I walked outside, I noticed that my cord was split in half as if someone actually cut it. It was sliced too perfectly. And when this happened, I called the cable company, and my neighbor just kept asking me, "Did you get your cable fixed? Did you get your cable fixed?" And I kept telling them yes. And they just kept asking me the same question over and over, even for the next 2 days. Every time they saw me, they just kept asking me that, right? Just keep that in mind, okay? Yeah, just keep that in mind. So now I'm taking out my trash. This is, I would say, a few days later. I'm taking out my trash, and my neighbor across the street, the one that had an issue with me feeding the homeless guy in the neighborhood, he needed a way to start a conversation with me. He said, "Oh, I see you've done something new with your hair." And then he began to walk over and talk with me. He said, "Oh, I just like the different hairdos that you do." Now, keep in mind, I've never known this person to admire my hairstyles, but I guess they had to use something in order to start a conversation with me. So as this person walked up to me, they brought up the homeless guy again. And they began bashing him, saying that, "Oh, he told me that he really enjoyed the food that you had given him. He is really a good person, but I'm not going to say it. I'm just going to say this. He started discussing the guy's it's orientation. And that's none of my business. I don't care what the guy has going on in his personal life. I just did what my heart told me to do, who I am as a person. If I see someone in need, my heart leads me to help them. And I know that that is through the Holy Spirit. So I don't know if my neighbor understands that no matter what they say about this person, it's not going to stop me and my fiance from feeding them. And to this very day, when we see him, we still give him food and we still trying to help him the best way that we can. So the person jumped from, my neighbor jumped from that conversation, from trying to further bash the guy in our neighborhood, to asking me about how I feel about the election. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. I'm pretty sure you guys know how I feel about politics. I'm not into any of it. I don't care about voting because I feel that neither president has our best interest at heart. I'm just being honest. That's just how I feel. That's just my opinion. So for them to walk up and just keep asking me all these random questions when they normally won't say too much to me, I just knew that I was being gang stalked at that time. So then they began to talk about their job. And they went from talking about their jobs to saying, so what do you do for work? You do work from home, right? You know, just trying to get into my personal life. And I don't know if any of you guys remember my past video that I did when I was saying chosen ones are being watched. This same person that I'm talking about now, the woman that was peeping through my window, they're roommates. So I really felt that I was being gang stalked by this person because I've already exposed this person and let her know that I knew she was trying to perform witchcraft on me. I knew that she was operating through a monitoring spirit. So now her friend's coming over and trying, I guess, to pick up where she left off. And he jumped from that to talking about a lot of demonic things that has been happening in our society. And I told him that a lot of people are dabbling in witchcraft. And he said, well, you know, I have friends that are witches and it's okay because they only practice with white magic. They don't practice with dark magic. And I know a lot of you guys probably remember the video that I did when I talked about how no form of magic is good magic. All magic has dark consequences in the end because none of the works are coming from the Most High. It's all coming from the dark spiritual realm. So, by him saying that, it not only confirmed to me that his friend was gang stalking me through a monitoring spirit, but was also trying to perform witchcraft on me. And I told you guys, I felt as if this person was trying to do that. And when he came over and said that his friends were witches, it just confirmed so much, to me at this time. And once he began to say that, some more neighbors began to come out of the house, and they were all standing around me. And this is when I realized that it was a community gang stalking tactic, because they began looking at my windows, and they began to question me about some new windows that had just been installed by maintenance. And when the other neighbors walked up, they said, well, why did they install and give you new windows, but we don't have our new windows installed yet? And I'm looking at them like, why would they expect me to know the answer to that? And I said, well, I don't know, And the guy that walks over that started the conversation with me in the beginning, he looked at the windows and said, "Oh, well, I feel that they did a terrible job." Now, keep in mind, guys, the installment was really foolproof. There's no way that they could have done a terrible job. The windows aren't big. It's just regular windows installed. There's nothing drastic about it. So I know that this was just out of jealousy and envy because they hadn't came and fixed his windows yet. But it seemed that my neighbors were surrounding me trying to scapegoat me because maintenance hadn't came and done something for them that they had already done for me. And this is something that I know nothing about or have the answer to. And when these other neighbors walked in and joined in with the conversation, it's like all of them were looking at me saying, "Well, we haven't got our windows fixed yet." And they were giving me weird looks. And then all of a sudden, my next door neighbor, the one that was always asking me, did I get my cable fixed? She began to say, "Well, you know, someone snipped my cable cord too." Now, it's funny how she mentioned that someone snipped her cord, but she never said that to me the day that I was getting my cable fixed. She just kept asking me, you know, did I get my internet fixed? I'm sorry, my internet, not cable. She just kept asking me that. But on this particular day, which is a few weeks later, she began to say that someone snipped her cable cord. I mean, she just said it out of nowhere. So I found that, rather suspicious because she never mentioned anyone cutting her cord at the time that she saw Spectrum outside when they were fixing my cable. I mean, my internet. Why do I keep saying cable, guys? When it comes to neighborhood gang stalking, just make sure that your home or apartment is properly surveillanced. Because stalking neighbors are hired witches too. And I feel that it's very important to have your home surveillance so you can know who's around your home even when you're there and when you're not. Because a lot of people who serve as witches, they will plant things in your yard. They will attach monitoring devices to your car, to your home. So it's just always good to have your home surveillance so you can know, what's going on around you as well. Also, clean your home thoroughly with bleach and disinfectant and anoint your home with pure olive oil and make sure you pray over it first. Also using Psalms 91. And when you're doing your anointing, make sure that you anoint anything with a screen. Your phone, your computer, your tablet, your television, even the mirrors. Because these things serve as portals for demonic spirits. And you never know what the people around you are conducting against you. When neighbors are acting weird and the Most High has blessed you with discernment and you begin to see things from a spiritual point of view, you begin to understand where these things are coming from. It's obviously spiritual warfare, and we have to know how to fight against these things so it won't take control over our lives. Because the main goal of the gang stalker is to implant fear in you so it can distract you from what's going on around you. And if you have suspicions that certain neighbors are gang stalking you, do not let them enter your home by any means. You never know what type of spirit these people have on them. You never know what type of witchcraft they may be trying to conduct upon you and inside of your home. And also, with that being said, guys, make sure that you anoint your animals as well, yourself and other family members, for protection. Because our dogs can also, or cats, whatever animals, they can inhabit spirits as well. People carry spirits, and they do try and plant things related to witchcraft spells in your home. I have been in situations, guys, where I have let people come into my home at, points in time, and when they walked out, there was a funny energy that they left behind. And I had to do a lot of praying in order to get the spirit casted out of my home. So always make sure to protect your peace and energy. And I made this video, guys, not only to inform you about neighborhood gang stalking, but to let you know that I too experience these things. You know, I am being gang stalked by my neighbors, and it seems that the more I pray to God, the more I seek the Most High, the more these things happen. So just as much as these things may bother you and may put you in a bad place, may make you feel paranoid at sometimes, just know that it is a sign that you are on the right path. These people are threatened by you for a reason, and they wouldn't be threatened by you if you were not doing the right thing. Just know that you have a light around you, and there's many people around you that are curious as to why the Most High has given you this light. So they want to know as much about you as possible, but not for good reasons. It's because the spirit inside of them wants to try and destroy the light that you carry, but it won't happen. The Most High says, what is for you is for you. Your chosen light is something that you were born with, and no one can dim your light. None of these things should be taken as fear tactics. Don't let these people scare you. Don't let them put you in a negative place. Just know that you are always protected by the Most High. And none of the plans and tactics that these people has tried to place on you, maybe if they worked in the past, they will no longer work. The Most High has sent his angels in regarding your situation. So whoever this message resonates with, if any of you are dealing with gang stalking neighbors, just know that you have nothing to worry about. You are protected, and the Most High wants you to make sure your home is surveillance, and he wants to make sure that you pray and anoint your home in order to protect you spiritually. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I have more videos coming for you guys. I have a lot of great content that I would like to share with you all. Make sure you continue to take care of yourselves mentally, physically, and spiritually. I love you guys so much. And until the next video, peace and blessings. Mwah.